People struggling with the health and economic effects of the pandemic have all the more reason to think about the importance of fresh food. One source of help is the Urban Farming Institute, which helps with everything from food production to business planning. To tell us more about recent efforts in response to the current emergency is the Institute's president and CEO, Patricia Spence. Thank you very much for being with us, Patty.
Hi, that's very nice to see you again, I should say. Well, our mission is clearly to promote urban farming, to engage our residents and our individuals in growing food and building a healthier community. And we do this throughout Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. Now more than ever, it's of critical importance for all of us to be eating healthy, fresh food. And not only we're also dealing with the fact that we don't have a lot of supermarkets and stores in our neighborhoods. And so now we've created an abundance of food that people can actually start sourcing online from us. They can also buy seedlings from us and start growing their own food. And so that's what we're all about this year, everybody growing their own food.
Now, there are many people who know what urban farming is, but for people who are not as familiar with it, we're not talking about multiple acres of land here. We're talking about something that you can do in your backyard, right?
Well, two things. Urban farming itself it's a commercial operation. So within the Urban Farming Institute, we actually have 5 farm sites where we're growing food commercially and selling to restaurants and to other wholesale venues. But along with that, because our farmers are just such experts at what they do, we also have the opportunity to train an entire community as to how to grow their own food as well. And so that's what we're expanding right now. And we also train urban farm entrepreneurs. So we've been training people since 2013 on how to do urban farming. We've graduated about 170 folks since 2013. And the beauty of it is many of them actually come back and work with us.
So we're talking about an interesting spectrum here. It could be somebody growing produce for their own needs, but we're talking about people who are entrepreneurs, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of our graduates, now that I think of it, Apolo Khatallah, he now runs Oasis on Baloo. That's a farm that was started by the Codman Square Neighborhood Development Corporation. He graduated in 2015. He was our marketing manager for our farm stand. He's done so much with us. We're collaborators, but yes, in fact, now he's got his own farm to manage and he's bringing on people and training them how to do urban farming along with residents. All of the residents in his area are helping out at the farm. So it's a growth, it's a movement to get everybody growing food again in any way that you can, be it an urban farmer or you're a backyard farmer or gardener. We're trying to get everybody to grow food again.
Well, in the years that you've been active in this organization, you've been doing things in a certain way. Sometimes there's a lot of fairly close contact with people, whether inside or outside. You have to do things differently now. So what does that mean?
Well, we realized, or actually there was never a thought that our operation would stop, even before we realized we were actually essential services before those terms came out. And the bottom line, because we are farmers, we have a unique situation. We could literally divide people up and say 1 person per farm. And that's what we've done. We have a brand new greenhouse. This is the first time we've been able to do seedling sales to the community. And for the most part, 1 or 2 people are allowed in the greenhouse. And so even down to the situation of bathrooms, we're at the Fowler Clark Epstein Farm, a historic farm in Mattapan, and we've got enough bathroom space such that we can even divide people up that way. So we're disinfecting like everybody else, sanitizing every day, wearing our PPE equipment. So we feel relatively safe the way we've done it. We feel comfortable.
Well, another thing that has emerged now is there are a lot of people who have trouble getting food, either because of difficulties in procuring it or because they're out of work and they don't have the money. How are you helping people like that?
Well, we're doing it through some of our other partners. We have some folks that are preparing meal kits, for example, and we'll be working with one partner on that, Fresh Food Generation, and we'll be collaborating. We'll provide the produce. They'll be working to provide kits. We've also clearly, where we can, we will be giving food away throughout the year for those in need. So yes, we've got an online site. We'll do that, but wherever we come across folks that are in need, we will take care of them. Also, I might add that last year, after each farm stand at the Fowler Clark Epstein Farm, we had an elder organization called Rounding the Bases, and they actually gave away any excess food at that time. So we gave away about 3,000 pounds of food to elders in need. So that's always top of our list, always top of our list.
Speaking of elders, it's great that they can have fresh food, but isn't there a fitness element involved here too?
Yes, last year we started something called Fit Around the Farm. It's been a wonderful opportunity. We were hoping about maybe 6 elders would come and join us for chair yoga and then nutritional cooking tips by a chef from the community, Fulani Haynes. And it turned out we ended up with, 30 people coming, 27 to 30. And we had done 3 sessions and COVID hit. And we didn't really know how we were going to do it. And I said, you know what? We're going to try to get everybody on Zoom. And it has been successful so far. We don't have everybody yet, but we're working on it one by one. And we're literally doing the same program, chair yoga for an hour. And then we go off and do with Nellie Moore, we go off and do our cooking tips. So it's working.
Well, one barrier to gardening in many Boston neighborhoods, including ones you serve like Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, is you have all these older houses and all this contaminated soil. So people have to get around that by growing things in boxes. You have 100 boxes campaign that's going on right now. So how is that going to help people?
Well, the bottom line is the other reason we like the boxes is that we don't really want people planting in soil that they haven't tested. And plus, growing in a box, it reduces the amount of weeds, it's easier to water, it's easier to maintain. And so those are some of the reasons also to do the boxes. And basically, we're shy of 30 right now. We're shy of 30. We'll probably need to take a little bit of a break as we work on our farm sites, and then come back again and build another load in the fall. But it's been very, very successful, and people are so excited about growing their own food. If you talk to any of the seed manufacturers, those seeds are flying off the shelves right now. Everybody in the country is interested in actually growing their own food.
Now, I know about the need to grow food, but you said the excitement of growing food. What does that mean?
Well, if you think of all of the hardship that people are going through right now, if you think of emotional health and well-being, there's nothing better than to be able to put your hands in some dirt, plant a seed or a seedling, and literally watch that grow every day, because they grow that quickly in the summer. And it serves for well-being. It really does. And a lot of the people that have already had their boxes installed, it's also a diversion. It makes people feel good. It makes me feel good. And also keep in mind, with Boston Public Schools students out right now trying to do school through Zoom, this integrates perfectly in any of the science curriculums. There's always a piece of growing in a science curriculum in a BPS school. So this can be integrated into their assignments as well. And it's good for everybody. It's good for the entire family.
Well, whether it's a science, an art, or a necessity, if people want to get in touch with you about food and gardening, is there a best way they can follow up?
urbanfarminginstitute.org. Absolutely, urbanfarminginstitute.org, or 617-989-9920, either one.